Do you know what really sucks? Is sitting down to edit your project and realizing that you have gaps in your coverage or shots missing. You need to have a really good, specific, and detailed shot list. Head over to filmmakersecrets.com/shotlist, SHOTLIST, to get a killer shot list template along with some training where I show you step by step exactly how to use it. Filmmaking is such a collaborative art form that everybody wants to stand out in some way. Everybody wants to have their piece in the story.
Filmmakers have the power to evoke emotion, inspire thought, and drive universal change in this world. Right now, a real seismic shift is happening in the film industry. This is your best chance to join a new filmmaking movement. You have been called to create an everlasting impact with your unmatched, deep desire to tell authentic stories. So how does a filmmaker thrive in an environment that is almost intentionally designed to bring you down? That is the question, and this podcast reveals the answer. Welcome to Filmmaker Secrets.
What's happening, filmmakers? It's George VK. Welcome to a bonus episode of Filmmaker Secrets podcast. I can see that some of you have already taken advantage of the free killer shot list template that I'm providing you with for free, which is amazing. So if you haven't yet, go to filmmakersecrets.com/shotlist. There's also a training in there where I go deep and show you a step-by-step workflow of how to actually use the template and a quick little trick of how to preliminarily schedule your shoot within your shot list so that you're set up when you actually go to build your shooting schedule. So today I really wanted to quickly talk about the roles of the different department heads on a film set or any kind of project that you're working on. You have a set of production people, right? Everybody's got their role. It's like a perfectly oiled, a well-oiled machine. And everybody's collaborating together, working towards a common goal in order to achieve this final result, whatever that is, of the finished product. But whenever egos come into play, there's usually something that happens where certain elements of that project get accentuated or being brought too much attention. So, you know, when you talk to a friend about film and you mentioned the cinematography was so beautiful and the shots were just so creamy and gorgeous and composed so well. Now, there's a fine balance between having good cinematography and cinematography that actually serves the story. I believe the role of the cinematographer is to actually hide the cinematography. Similar with the director's role being not to direct the performance in order to uplift it, but to hide the performance. Similar to the audio engineer's role is to conceal the audio. The actor's role, the talent's role, is to conceal their character within the story. Everybody's role on set is to conceal and hide their respective roles in order to serve the story in the utmost beneficial and productive way. If we hide and conceal our role within the story, then we're serving that common goal instead of trying to get our ego and show our knack for this craft. If we bring too much attention to the cinematography with the beautiful shots and well-composed scenes, then we're bringing too much attention to it and taking away from the story. The same can be said for the editor. The editor's role is to conceal the cuts and the visual effects and the audio sweetening and all the different elements that go into actually completing the project. The editor's role is to hide all of that work in order for the edit to be seamless and not bring too much attention to it. Everybody's role on set and in post-production is to serve the story, taking away the ego and focusing on the message that the film or your project is trying to convey. Make sure to have a balance within your set, within your collaborative working environment, and everybody's on the same page and everybody knows the goal of the project. What is the message that you're trying to convey? What is the moral that you're trying to have the audience take away from the film? Now, that's not to say that, for example, the cinematography has to be lackluster. It certainly has to be serving the story in a way that's going to be visually pleasing and carry the story forward with beautifully composed shots and the lighting and the camera movement and all those things. They have to be present. But as soon as the attention starts taken away from the story to the cinematography, that's when you know the cinematographer probably didn't do his job properly, or there was some sort of miscommunication with the cinematographer and the director. Similar with the performances that the director has to get out of the talent. If there is too much attention given to the performance, then the audience will be taken out of the film. The suspension of disbelief will disappear, and the audience will only focus on the performance, which inevitably will take them out of the story. And thus, your morals and the message that you're trying to communicate through your story will fall by the wayside. And that's so vitally important to the whole process of film production, is for every department head, every crew member to realize that the goal of them being on set or of them working the post of the film is to conceal their work. If you can hide your craft within the film in order to serve the story, then you have done your job. Filmmaking is such a collaborative art form that everybody wants to stand out in some way. Everybody wants to have their piece in the story in order to be heard, to be recognized, right? But the only way for a film to really succeed with an audience is for them to be completely immersed and thrown into the story. And the only way to do that is if everybody on set and in post-production and also in pre-production as well as the writer takes away the ego and puts in the work to conceal and hide their role on set. So there you have it, filmmakers. I hope you got some value from that. If you did, please go ahead and rate the show, subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts. It really helps me out, means the world to me, because it also shows other filmmakers why this podcast is worth listening. And I'm eternally grateful to the people that have already taken 30 seconds out of their day to go and rate the show. I really appreciate you guys. And that's it for me. Once again, it's George VK. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next one.
If you like that, then you are going to love my Cine Racing Challenge. This is a 7-day filmmaking competition where your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to write, shoot, and edit a short 60-second film in just 7 days for your one chance to win with over $10,000 in prizes. So head over to cineracing.com. That's cineracing.com to get registered. Spots are filling up fast and the timer is ticking before the next Cine Racing Challenge launches. So be sure to head over to cineracing.com right now to get registered. I'll see you over there.